Dear students, in this module, we are going to talk about the national and regional languages. सबसे पहले हम अगर लैंग्वेज की बात करें, ज़ुबान की बात करें तो इट्स अ बेसिक फैक्टर इन द कल्चर, इन द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ कल्चर. लैंग्वेज कम्युनिकेशन के लिए एक लाज़िम मलज़ूम जुज़्व है इंसानी ज़िंदगी का. एंड इट लैंग्वेज इज़ डिस्क्राइब्ड एज द ऑर्गेनाइज्ड सिस्टम ऑफ सिम्बल्स that is used to express and receive meanings. कहा यह जाता है कि ज़ुबान जो है वो आर्बिट्रेरी होती है. इसके जो नाउन्स होते हैं, जो हम अल्फाज यूज़ करते हैं, ये अपने अंदर कोई मानी नहीं रखते, बल्कि ये मुआशरे की कलेक्टिविटी होती है. ये हमारा जो है एक इज्तिमाइयत का अमल होता है, जिसकी वजह से ये मीनिंग वजूद में आते हैं. मिसाल के तौर पे अगर मैं एक लफ्ज़ बोलूँ लीव, तो आपके जहन में ये वर्ड जो है कोई इमेज नहीं बना पाया, क्योंकि आपके लिए शायद ये वर्ड एलियन है. ये फ्रेंच ज़ुबान का लफ्ज़ है. लेकिन अगर मैं लफ्ज़ बोलूँ किताब, तो फ़ौरन आपके जहन में एक इमेज डेवलप होगा. किताब को किताब क्यों कहा गया? किताब को कोई और लफ्ज़ भी दिया जा सकता था, कोई किसी और सिंबल से भी जो है वो डिनोट किया जा सकता था. तो ज़ुबान के माहिरीन ये कहते हैं कि इसी तरह से जो हमारे इर्द गिर्द की जो चीज़ें हैं, जो अशिया हैं, उनको नाम देने का अमल जो है ये बिल्कुल आर्बिट्रेरी होता है, बिल्कुल रैंडम होता है, हैज़र्ड होता है. बिहेवियरिस्ट often define language as a learned behavior involving a stimulus and response. ज़ुबान इंसान के लिए ख़ास तौर पे it is not something that we inherit from our parents by birth. Rather, it's a learned behavior. We are socialized in a language. और लैंग्वेज लर्निंग के लिए जो अर्ली एज पीरियड होता है, that is very crucial, very important. अगर अर्ली एज के अंदर किसी बच्चे के लैंग्वेज के स्ट्रक्चर्स डेवलप नहीं हो पाते, मेंटल स्ट्रक्चर्स डेवलप नहीं हो पाते, तो लेटर एज में फॉर एग्जांपल आफ्टर 15 years he or she would be unable to learn any language. हाँ, शुरू में अगर स्ट्रक्चर्स एक दफ़ा डेवलप हो गए हैं, then he or she might be able to learn any of the languages that we want to teach him. So oftentimes they will refer to language as the verbal behavior, which is the language typically, but ज़ुबान जो है वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो वर्बल एक्सप्रेशंस हैं उन्हीं का नाम नहीं है. इट इज़ आल्सो बीइंग एक्सप्रेस्ड थ्रू सिम्बल्स. So when we define language, we have to be very careful not to exclude the symbols, gestures, or motions, because if we do include, we do have the evidence कि जो deaf and dumb people होते हैं, they can also communicate through the use of symbols, so they do possess a symbolic language as well. And similarly, the human language faculty is thought to be fundamentally different from and much complex from any other species in the world. Humans acquire language through social interaction during the early childhood period, and the children generally speak very fluently when they are around 3 to 4 years old, because that's a very crucial learning stage. That's a very crucial learning age in which they develop their mental structures to perceive and to receive that language. And language is, as we can say, that it's the most important aspect of our life, because to express our inner thoughts and feelings and to develop the mental image that we carry with ourselves in the minds of other people, we do need the language, we do need the symbols of communication. So making sense of the complex and abstract thoughts, like for example, if you want to express your love to your mother or to your father or to anyone else, you need to possess a proper noun or proper word to express your feelings. But it becomes sometimes very difficult to express your feelings and emotions in the same way as you are carrying to the other medium, to the other person. because the abstract words or abstract concepts are often difficult to communicate, difficult to transfer from one brain to another brain. The use of language has become deeply entrenched into the human culture, and this is why we find the complexity of cultures in the human beings as compared to the other species, because other species do also carry the culture. For example, we have a very systematic culture of ants, culture of honeybees, but yet it is not as complex as we find the complex culture in the human societies. It's only because of the complexity of language that human beings can possess so many complex structures in their culture as compared to the other species. So I mean to say that such a signifying group identity, social stratification, and social grooming, and different ways and methods of entertainment, they are all being systematically developed because of thanks to the language, thanks to the way that we can communicate, and thanks to the way we can use these symbols very accurately, very adequately. The word language can also be used to describe the set of rules that makes it possible, and these set of utterances that we can produce by using those rules. If we talk about the Pakistani culture, Pakistan is largely a multilingual society, and we have a rich variation of languages, like the regional languages. For example, we have Sindhi, Punjabi, Balochi, Pashto, Saraiki, Brahvi, Gojri, Hindko, and then we have some other languages usually spoken on the north side of Pakistan, like Balti, Shina, Brushaski, and Khawar. Urdu is adopted as our national language. It's the lingua franca, which is used to communicate between different ethnic groups, whereas English is being considered as official language of Pakistan.